Hey Yankees fans, welcome to Yankees Rumors and News, your go-to spot for the latest buzz and updates about our team. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a scoop. The New York Yankees are in a state of anxious anticipation as fans and analysts alike count the days until Gerrit Cole returns to the mound. The ace pitcher, whose fastball and devastating slider have made him one of the premier arms in all of baseball, has been sidelined since last season following Tommy John surgery, a procedure that notoriously requires patience, discipline, and a painstaking rehabilitation process. Cole hasn't thrown a pitch in a game since the dramatic conclusion of the 2024 World Series, leaving a gaping hole in a Yankees rotation that already faces significant challenges. The Yankees organization, from the front office to the coaching staff, has made it clear that getting Cole back is a top priority, and yet the timeline for his return has become a topic of speculation and mild concern across the league. While manager Aaron Boone had initially indicated that the team could see Cole back on the mound by the end of May or early June, recent reporting from Michael Kay on the New York Post The Show podcast suggests the reality may be a little later than expected, which comes as a surprise even to seasoned observers. Kay, a longtime insider with an intimate understanding of Yankees operations, expressed that while he had hoped to see Cole back closer to the beginning of the season, the current outlook has him likely returning around June 1st. This adjustment in expectations underscores the delicate balance between pushing an elite pitcher to return too soon and ensuring that when he does come back, he is physically and mentally ready to perform at the highest level. In Kay's own words, Gerrit Cole is probably not going to get back until June 1st. And I was a little surprised by that because he had the brace surgery and that was in March. I thought he'd get back closer to the front of the year, but he's an older pitcher, and they want to make sure he's right. There's a lot of starts to fill. The nuance in that statement cannot be overstated. Cole is not only an ace in terms of his talent and ability to dominate lineups, but he is also a player whose health must be managed with extreme caution. The Yankees have seen too many seasons derailed by overuse or rushed comebacks, and the stakes are high both for Cole personally and for the team's ambitions in 2026. Tommy John surgery, while increasingly common among elite pitchers, is not a guarantee of a quick return. The standard recovery timeline ranges anywhere from 12 to 18 months, and even after a pitcher is cleared to throw, regaining pre-surgery velocity, command, and endurance is a meticulous process. Cole's procedure, performed in March, places him on the longer end of that spectrum, and given the Yankees' demanding schedule, missing the first 2 months of the season represents a significant blow to the starting rotation. This situation is compounded by the fact that Cole is not the only Yankee facing a lengthy rehabilitation process. Clark Schmidt, who also required Tommy John surgery but later in the previous season, may not be available until September, if at all, during the 2026 campaign. That leaves the Yankees with a rotation that could be thin at the top, particularly in the critical early months when consistency and health are paramount. Adding to the uncertainty is Carlos Rodon, who underwent a procedure to remove loose bodies and shave down a bone spur in his left elbow. While Rodon's timeline is more optimistic, projecting a potential return as early as late April, the Yankees cannot afford to rely on him alone to carry the rotation. Until Cole and Schmidt are back, the early part of the season, historically, can set the tone for playoff positioning, and without their top arms, the Yankees risk faltering against divisional opponents and other contenders, who will be fielding fully healthy rotations. Given these circumstances, the organization has been linked to an active search for additional starting pitching, whether through trades or free agent acquisitions, while Boone has publicly denied that the team is in desperate need of reinforcements. The reality is that the Yankees have been connected to almost every available starter on the market, a testament to both the urgency of their situation and the depth of their financial and talent resources. One notable name that surfaced in trade speculation was Tatsuya Imai, a Japanese pitcher known for his electric fastball and high strikeout rate, though he ultimately signed with the Houston Astros, leaving the Yankees with one fewer option to explore. The ongoing conversation around potential acquisitions underscores the complex balancing act the Yankees must navigate, acquiring enough pitching to fill gaps without sacrificing key prospects or current roster pieces. Names like Edward Cabrera of the Miami Marlins and Freddie Peralta of the Milwaukee Brewers have also been floated as potential targets, though both present their own challenges in terms of availability, cost, and fit within the Yankees' roster construction, the front office must weigh the immediate need for pitching against long-term strategy, particularly as 2026 represents a critical year for the organization, coming off a period marked by injuries and inconsistency in the rotation. For the fans, the absence of Cole and the uncertainty surrounding Schmidt and Rodin serves as a reminder of the fragility inherent in relying on high-impact arms, particularly those recovering from major procedures. The Yankees' ability to navigate this period successfully could define not only the season, but also the legacy of Aaron Boone's tenure as manager and the approach of the front office in constructing a competitive team capable of contending for the World Series. Meanwhile, Cole's recovery itself has become a storyline of resilience and patience. Known for his work ethic and attention to detail, Cole has reportedly been diligent in his rehabilitation, adhering to strict throwing programs and physical conditioning regimens designed to optimize his arm strength and durability upon return. Observers expect that when he does take the mound, his presence alone will have a psychological impact on both the team and the opponents, providing the Yankees with a sense of security at the top of the rotation that has been missing since his departure. In addition to bolstering the starting rotation, Cole's return carries implications for the bullpen. The Yankees have relied heavily on relievers to cover innings and maintain competitive balance in games where starters are unavailable or limited, and a fully healthy Cole could reduce strain on the bullpen while allowing for more strategic deployment of arms in high-leverage situations. As the calendar inches toward June, every update from spring training and rehab assignments will be dissected by media, fans, and analysts alike. Even minor tweaks to timelines or reports on throwing progress can influence trade discussions, roster decisions, and expectations for the team's performance in the first half of the season. While the uncertainty surrounding Cole's return presents a challenge, it also serves as a testament to the complexity of managing elite pitching talent in modern baseball, where health, mechanics, and strategic planning intersect in ways that can have ripple effects across an entire organization. The Yankees' approach to this situation, balancing caution with competitive urgency, will be closely watched by the league, not only because of the franchise's high profile, but also because of the potential implications for how other teams manage pitchers recovering from similar procedures. In the broader context, Cole's timeline highlights a fundamental reality of the sport. Even the most dominant players are vulnerable to the physical toll of pitching at the highest level, and recovery is rarely linear or predictable. For the Yankees, the months leading up to June will require creativity, patience, and perhaps a bit of luck as they navigate a rotation in flux while keeping championship aspiration alive. Meanwhile, the discussion around potential trade targets and free agent signings will continue to evolve, influenced by the dynamic nature of the pitching market and the Yankees' ongoing evaluation of both internal options and external opportunities. Every start, every rehab session, and every roster decision will be magnified under the scrutiny of a fanbase accustomed to excellence and a media landscape hungry for updates. As such, the saga of Gerrit Cole's recovery is more than just a medical timeline. It is a lens through which the Yankees' strategic decision-making, resilience, and commitment to contending at the highest level can be measured. While the road to June 1st may be longer than some anticipated, the Yankees remain focused on ensuring that when Cole does step onto the mound again, he is fully prepared to reclaim his role as the anchor of a rotation that has faced more than its share of adversity in recent seasons. The combination of his talent, preparation, and the organization's management of his recovery will ultimately determine not only the success of the 2026 Yankees, but also how the team navigates the delicate intersection of health, performance, and long-term planning in the modern era of baseball. If you're enjoying the updates, drop a like and let us know in the comments your thoughts on this rumor. The baseball world woke up buzzing, not with an official press release or a smiling photo op, but with that unmistakable feeling that something massive had just shifted beneath the surface. Because when the New York Yankees are whispered alongside the name Roki Sasaki, the temperature of the entire league seems to rise. This is the kind of rumor that does not politely knock on the door, it kicks it open, storms into the room, and demands attention. Insiders, scouts, former players turned analysts, and even rival executives have been circling the same idea, speaking in careful tones but with eyes wide open, suggesting that the Yankees have quietly positioned themselves to pull off a blockbuster that could redefine power dynamics across Major League Baseball. Sasaki is not just another arm, Not another international prospect with promise, he is spoken about in reverent terms, as a once-in-a-generation force whose presence alone can alter how a franchise is perceived. The mere suggestion that he could be wearing pinstripes has fans leaning closer to their screens, refreshing feeds and replaying highlight reels, imagining how his electric stuff would look under the bright lights of the Bronx, where legends are not just born, they are demanded. What makes this rumor so intoxicating is the way it fits into the Yankees' long-standing mythology. The idea that when the organization truly wants to send a message, it does so with overwhelming force. Roki Sasaki represents more than velocity or devastating movement. He represents youth, dominance, and an aura that already feels larger than the game itself. Those who have followed his rise describe hitters stepping into the box already defeated, knowing they are about to face something extraordinary. The Yankees, according to the quiet chatter spreading through baseball circles, have been monitoring this situation with almost surgical patience, understanding that moves of this magnitude require timing, discretion, and absolute conviction. The front office is said to view Sasaki not as a complementary piece, but as a pillar, someone around whom rotations, strategies, and even marketing narratives could be built. This is the type of acquisition that would not simply strengthen the roster, but would shake the confidence of every opponent before the first pitch is even thrown. Round the league, the reaction has been described as a mix of disbelief and reluctant admiration. Rival teams are reportedly recalculating their own plans, knowing that if this speculation becomes reality, the balance of power could tilt dramatically. There is a sense that the Yankees are playing a deeper game here, one that goes beyond a single season or a single championship run. Bringing in a talent like Sasaki would signal an intention to dominate not just now, but for a long stretch into the future, reinforcing the brand of baseball that the Yankees have always sold to the world, where excellence is not an aspiration but an expectation. Analysts have begun to speak in hypotheticals, painting scenarios of packed stadiums, international attention, and a new generation of fans drawn in by the spectacle of raw talent meeting historic legacy. Even without confirmation, the narrative is already forming, fueled by the idea that some players are simply destined for stages like this. For Sasaki himself, the rumor carries a different weight, one that mixes opportunity with immense pressure. Joining the Yankees is never a quiet affair, and doing so as a global sensation would place him under a microscope unlike any other. Yet those close to his journey often emphasize his composure, his calm demeanor, and his apparent comfort with expectations that would crush others. The speculation suggests that this mental strength is precisely what has attracted the Yankees, an organization that knows all too well how unforgiving its environment can be. In this imagined future, Sasaki would not be asked to hide or develop in the shadows, but to stand at the forefront, to embrace the noise and to turn it into fuel. That kind of challenge is what legends are made of, and it is why this rumor resonates so deeply. Because it feels narratively perfect, almost perfect, like a script written for maximum impact. As the whispers grow louder, fans have started to dissect every possible angle, from how his pitching style would translate to American hitters, to how his presence could elevate those around him. There is talk of younger pitchers learning simply by watching him work, of veteran catchers adjusting strategies to maximize his strengths, and of opposing lineups altering their approach out of sheer necessity. The Yankees' rotation, already a point of pride and scrutiny, would suddenly feel transformed, infused with an element of unpredictability and fear. This is not about depth charts or matchups alone, it is about psychology, about the way a single dominant figure can change how a series is approached before it even begins. The rumor feeds on this idea, growing stronger as more people imagine the ripple effects extending far beyond one player or one team. Media personalities have leaned into the drama, submerging caution, others openly marveling at the audacity of such a move. Yet even the skeptics admit that the Yankees have a history of turning bold visions into reality. The organization thrives on moments like these, when the rest of the league watches closely, half hoping the speculation fades, half bracing for confirmation. In private conversations, the word seismic has been used more than once, not because of a single contract or negotiation, but because of what it would symbolize. The Yankees securing Roki Sasaki would be a declaration that the franchise intends to remain the center of gravity in the sport. A reminder that when they move, the ground tends to shake. For now, everything remains wrapped in rumor, speculation, and carefully chosen words. But sometimes that is all it takes to ignite the imagination of an entire sport. Whether or not the whispers soon turn into headlines, The fact that this conversation exists at all speaks volumes about the stature of both the player and the team. The idea of Roki Sasaki in pinstripes has already taken on a life of its own, spreading through fan bases, studios, and clubhouses like wildfire until clarity arrives. The baseball world will continue to speculate, to dream, and to argue, because in moments like this, the story is almost as powerful as the truth, and the Yankees, once again, find themselves at the very center of it all. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you stay up to date with every Yankees rumor and news. See you in the next video.